Hiker Jay here. This week I'm going to be sharing with you this sweet little fan by Luno. It's a vehicle-based travel type company. They do a lot of mattresses for every type of vehicle you can think of. Blow-up mattresses that fit perfectly into vehicles. Well, they dropped this fan and I had to get it from my son's van. He's got the whole Vanlife thing going. And it's got USB plug-in. It works perfect for being able to move it around the van, stick it on glass and all that. I'm really excited to share this with you because companies a lot of times will put something out and it'll have a major flaw and they won't fix it. Well, the first one I got had a serious flaw and then I shared it with them and then they fixed it and sent me a new one. So I'll share that story towards the end. If this is the first time on my channel, if you could hit subscribe and like, that would be awesome. Helps my channel grow, as well as all the products I'll be talking about will be down in the links below so you can check them out at any time. Now let's get into this little fan. It is a USB plug-in type power source. You can plug it into your cigarette lighter or a battery backup system like this one. I'll show you how that'll work in a minute. It has an on-off and it's completely adjustable in so many different ways. Suction cup, which is more like a sticky suction cup. So it's not just a suction cup, it has a stickiness. Now we've gotten this totally dirty. You just wash it off and it gets, when it dries off, it gets sticky again. As well as a clamp system that will hook onto your dash, your window. We hook it on the top of my son's Anchor power system. And once you put it on there and suction it on there and then clamp it down, boy, it stays really, really well. So I can say for a fixture of like sticking it to different places, absolutely awesome. Really cool that you can re-clean this surface and it'll be sticky again too and suction. Working up, it has a pivot right here. Which is kind of cool. It seems really confusing at first, but once you start to like put it in different parts of your vehicle, like say it's on the window like that, you can then pivot it and turn it almost any way you want, up, down. So I do kind of like that they added this pivot point, because a lot of times fans just have this pivot point, which is it tightens up, loosens up. This actually comes out. It's just a ball socket area where you can, pop the fan out and then just have that ball socket. This is how it comes, and then you pop it together and tighten it up once you get it set to where you want it at. Plug comes down here. That's where the flaw was. I'll explain that in just a little bit. And then a powerful little fan guy here. He's more than adequate, and a nice yellow fan, which I like the yellow. It kind of looks like a flower sitting in the car, which is kind of cool. And then now going down, you have your on-off switch. This goes to 2 speeds, which is low and high. But it also has a sticker here. Now he didn't stick his on. The first one we were messing with it to stick it onto the front, but he moves it around the van. He hooks it right onto his power source, and at night he can put it up on something, fanning himself, and it just works really well. So we didn't use that that sticker, but that's a nice function to have there. So now let me plug it into my Goal Zero here. So as I plug this in, we're going to go through the different levels with it. It has 3 levels, low, medium, and high. So 3 different ranges you can do. So we've got it plugged in. Let's hit it and we'll go to level 1. Maybe you can hear it, but I'll grab my handy dandy little wind measuring device here. But you can see how, 1 is kind of a nice little breeze. Let's go to 2. 2's kicking really nicely. You get up there and it's whipping. My son uses this for his van when he's driving. He puts it up there because he doesn't have air conditioning. So he uses this in his van, and he's able to get a nice little wind from it. Now if you go to the 3rd, I mean, that is whipping. You can probably hear it in my microphone, and it's blowing really, really nice. Maybe I get some mic noise from it. But so obviously most important thing you want in a fan is for it to really blow hard and move air around and cool things off in a vehicle, and this one does just that. So that's the basics on how the Luno works. Let's go out to my son's van. I'll show you how practical places where he hooks it up and uses it, and then we'll come back and I'll share with you my incredible experience with their customer service when I found that there was a major flaw that this cord could go in here and actually get cut. But first, let's go out to the van. I'll show you how it works, and we'll come back here and I'll give you my final thoughts and tell you about my customer service experience. So the thing about an old van like this, you don't always have good working air conditioning. So the Luno fan has been awesome in here. Just kind of plug it in there. Nice little switch on. There she goes. Speed it up. So obviously living in the van, you can stick this to any window and it will stick on and you just kind of lock it in. But he has window coverings, as you can see. So what he does is he hooks it right to his power source and locks it in, and then he's able to plug it in and move this guy around wherever he wants it. He can set it on the cooler and it can give him air. So this is kind of cool. We can even take this to a picnic table and set it and have some airflow so the mosquitoes kind of go away. So it's kind of a cool application. Now, one thing I did want to show you is that it's pulling at, let's go the different speeds. So it's a high speed, it's pulling 6 watts. Not bad at all. This thing could run 25 hours running this fan. But if you take it down to the lower, it is, hopefully you guys can see that, it's at 3-4 watts we're finding that it's at, but you could run it on low for 2 days, 48 hours. So kind of cool that we can check that as well. So obviously this fan can be used in many different ways in your vehicle. Now let me tell you about my experience with the company Luno. Now what happened was their first edition was set up like this, where the cable could actually fall into the cage here, and then the fan would hit it and it ultimately cut it and it didn't work anymore. Now I put duct tape, I tried to fix it and I put electrician's tape on here, but ultimately by cutting it, it's hard to see, but these fans are kind of messed up too, that it set a wobble to it. So it was constantly wobbling in there after I even fixed it. So it's really not working. I tried to take it apart and cut back the fins, but I really can't fix what happened to it. I think it's actually in the center, it got offset and it's just gonna wobble in there. So I contacted the company and I said, hey, you know, love your fan, it kicks, I love the settings and all that stuff, and the suction is awesome, but major flaw, I mean, all we had, it was sitting up on the dash like that, and of course it got pulled down in and then cut it. So they said, hey, we totally sorry about that. Would you like your money back or returned? And you made some modifications. So I said, yeah, I want another one, I love it. So they made this plastic adapter here now that won't allow the cord to go in there and get stuck. So I love that when a company actually realizes they made a mistake, fixes it, and then moves on. And a company like this too, when you look at it, they don't have a ton of products. So they're just getting into the market. They're trying to make the best product they can. So I can highly recommend them as a company because they do fix the problems that happen. They're a small company that's just getting started up, which is important to support those type too, because the whole car camping thing I think is exploding, and the mattresses they have are absolutely awesome. I'll put the link down below so you can check out some of their products too. If you want, put a comment down below. Do you think this is pretty cool? Would you get one of these? Do you have a fan that you use? And give me a recommendation for one. But I really like this one, small, compact. We use these power sources, so it works absolutely perfect for what we're looking for. And actually, look, it's funny, it matches goal zero. It's not goal zero, but matches. So till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy, and make sure you take a fan along if you're car camping. Keeps you nice and cool, moves that air around in the car. Got 3 settings too. It's pretty nice.